Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Power Zone Sports Podcast. I am Joseph Ashcraft, your host for today's show, and here's what we'll be talking about this week. We have some finals already from the Olympics taking place in Paris, and I just watched the women's swimming event, and I saw that Katie Ledecky placed in third. So she will get a bronze medal for her effort against the Australian, and the Australian placed first place in that regard, and so congratulations to her, Ariane Timus. She beat Katie Ledecky, and apparently this big Australian-U.S. rivalry, and at least this leg of it went the way of Australia, and so Katie Ledecky, the GOAT, lost in the Olympic pool, but even Tom Brady lost a few football games, a time or two. So that being said, it will be interesting to see how this Olympics will pan out for Team USA. So basketball is already happening. I watched a little bit of they have handball as a sport, and so pretty much. But this is what makes the Olympics great, is, you're not competing for team glory. You're trying to win for your country's sake. And this is why we count medals for our country. And so, congrats to Katie Ledecky so far, because she's gotten at least one medal for the United States. And I'm sure there will be more, especially when Team USA begins to play basketball. Of course, the expectation for Team USA in basketball is either gold or bust, and those expectations are probably realistic. So that being said, it was something that has gone on, and so we'll see how the Olympics turns out for Team USA. Of course, for the next couple of weeks, Paris will be buzzing. The Olympic Village will be buzzing, and it'll be a very nice thing to watch. And so we'll see how the Olympics turns out and how it pans out. Back stateside, and just watching a thrilling game between the Yankees and the Red Sox, and of course that game reminded me of the Yankees-Red Sox rivalry of old, the Yankee-Red Sox rivalry of 20 years ago, literally before the Red Sox broke the curse of the Bambino. And it's crazy because Fox gets another extra inning game, and in 10 innings, the Yankees scored 3 runs in the top of the 10th inning, and of course the Red Sox were unable to come through 11-8, wearing their yellow and blue Boston Marathon uniforms, and so it was a barn burner, but the Yankees came out on top in this one. 61-45 record for the Yankees, 55-48 record for Boston. And so they'll play one more Sunday Night Baseball, Yankees-Red Sox, and slowly but surely, maybe the rivalry is starting to come back again. The rivalry was red hot in 2004, of course, when the Red Sox were down 3-0, and like I said, kudos to Terry Francona, the Red Sox manager at the time, because he got the Red Sox to first believe they could come back and win, and then they simply took it one game at a time. They avoided getting swept, and of course, Dave Roberts with the steal off Mariano Rivera. Of course, he was driven in to win Game 4. The heroics of David Ortiz to win Game 5 with a home run, and then to win it again in Game 6. And then, of course, Game 7 at Yankee Stadium, the grand slam by Johnny Damon, which opened up the door for the Red Sox to become the first team to overcome a 3-game deficit in the American League Championship Series. So, ever since then, the rivalry has not been the same, and but it is still the best rivalry in baseball. Because and the ticket prices for Yankees Red Sox games should tell you the expectation whenever these two teams play each other is that you're going to see a great game between those two. So it's something that is certainly worth watching on TV, and certainly we'll see how this turns out. How will the season turn out? The trade deadline is coming up at the end of July. And we'll see if who are going to be buyers, who are going to be sellers, which teams will make the moves, and which teams will sell. Right, currently the deadline looks like the Cubs, although Jason McLeod, the Cubs, Jed Hoyer, the Cubs general manager, said that they looked like they would be sellers at the deadline. They just traded for apparently Toronto's best relief pitcher, and he's under club control for 2 years, and the Cubs have definitely needed some bullpen help, so I like the move, and we'll see how that pans out going forward. See what the Cubs do. They're a team that started out with so much promise and then just went ice cold in a manner that I don't think I've ever seen before. But with that being said, the Cubs, for the longest time, the saying in Chicago was just wait till next year. And it seems like with the Cubs are back to that point again. But that being said, the Cubs, we'll see what they do, and we'll see how they play out the rest of the year. And it'll be interesting to see that going forward. And hopefully, fingers crossed, with a second wild card, it seems like everyone can theoretically still be in this race, and the Cubs could, I guess, theoretically still try to compete. But that being said, we'll see how this rest of the season turns out, and end of July is coming up very, very quickly. Well, the Dallas Cowboys have gotten on the plane, and training camp is going to begin out in Oxnard, California. But the Cowboys are going to be without their number one wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, as CeeDee Lamb wants a new contract extension. He wants to be paid right up there with Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings, who is currently the NFL's highest paid wide receiver. And, of course, this is the last year also of Dak Prescott. I've heard people saying Dak Prescott is gone after this year. He will be gone if the Cowboys and him don't agree to a new contract. And obviously this year it probably is, and we've heard this before from Cowboys fans, Super Bowl or bust. If the Cowboys flame out in the postseason again, I think Dak Prescott is probably gone from Dallas. And then the Cowboys, but if they're going to do that, I would rather, if you're going to hunt for a quarterback, I'd rather see this team just completely hit bottom. If for nothing else, then your chances of getting a good quarterback, at least draft-wise, would increase that way. But this team, to use the tank word in Dallas, is inexcusable. So this team is going to try to win. Hopefully CeeDee Lamb will get paid. Hopefully Micah Parsons will get paid, and we'll see if there's any room left for Dak Prescott to get paid. The Miami Dolphins just made a contract, just paid Tua Tagovailoa. He is now the highest paid Miami Dolphin of all time. And so Tua just got paid, and we'll see if that was a good decision for Miami in hindsight. But that being said, the Cowboys are going to have to make, I would imagine, a similar contract to Tua Tagovailoa, and so we'll see. Because Tua and the Dolphins just agreed to a 5-year contract extension, and Jordan Love of the Packers, I believe that he also agreed to an extension. So everybody else in the league that has a deal is currently getting paid. Will Dak Prescott get paid and also make his money? That also remains to be seen. And Jordan Love, a 4-year, $220 million contract extension. So he's going to be around in Titletown for a while now, and we'll see if Jordan Love can also go to that high standard that Packers fans have. Bart Starr, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers have all led their teams to Super Bowls. Can Jordan Love be next on that list? Thanks for listening to the Power Zone Sports Podcast. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and visit my website, pznsports.com. And have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all again next week. Bye.